ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, EnVyUs, and ESEA.
Welcome back to ESL Pro League. Is that your phone that just went on the floor or the laptop?
No, it's just the laptop.
Something dropped down very fast. I was like, what was that? It's all right, just a laptop. It's nothing important. So welcome back to the Pro League, guys. It's obviously the split between the two maps. Cobblestone is going to be next. Mirage went the way of EnVyUs. I can see we do have actually 10 in server at the moment, so I guess we won't have too much time on this one. But good signs. Bondic getting a 31, in there. Shower needs to step up, but an EnVyUs side, Devil absolutely played a great role over on A. Seemed like, I don't know his position on LDLC. He seemed very comfortable in that role, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the Keo, considering how well Keo plays that position as well.
Oh, yeah, no. Keo is definitely one of the better players to hold that, kind of forward A position on Mirage, but Devil definitely seemed to have a good idea of what he wanted to do, and it probably helps having Kenny S as your rotation and that type of thing. So it's not like he's left to his own devices completely whenever FlipSid try to attack that bomb site. So no, he's probably going to do well. And it's probably going to be easier for him as every game goes along. He's going to get more and more comfortable with whatever positions he plays, even if there are new positions. And I guess we'll see if it's just put into Keo's positions just
every map.
Yeah, because then we're going to see him towards Long B Plateau.
See, that's the thing, right? You look at when Dennis came into Fnatic, for example, he initially took the exact same spots as Pronax. Then they kind of adjusted from the back and switched it around a bit, and eventually he actually did literally play them now the whole time. But at the start, he started to play where Crims was, and they kind of had a little bit of trouble fitting him into the right slot. But once he got comfortable, he found the perfect role for him. Then you saw the real strength of Fnatic come through. I don't think Envy and Devil are quite the same comparison, as of course Dennis came into Fnatic at a really nice spot anyway. But I think there's a little bit of comparisons. There's still room to see where they adapt to. For me, I want to look at Envy's T side, especially on this map. You looked at kind of the comparisons between them and FlipSid on Mirage. I think you could see some of the, crossover points to that one. For example, how well that they would take some control and then not commit fully. You'd have Apex maybe working A from mid and then Kenny going off towards B. You can see a little bit of that there, but more of, kind of Happy being the kind of linchpin and building around what he can maybe gift them. If someone gets an entry, they go off it. I'm looking at how well it does and how well Devil kind of fits into that role. CT side, just have to wait and see how he kind of fills the roles.
Yeah, let's talk about Cobblestone in general between these two. Obviously, last time they did play was double overtime. That was at the Star Ladder back in January. Obviously, we've had that one change. But overall, as a team, it's a map that both are okay on, but don't excel on.
Yeah, no, I would say that, at times, Envy were the best Cobble team in the world. Obviously, they've been up and down on every map pretty much, and especially just in how they perform in general. I actually like the way FlipSid plays Cobblestone, especially their T side. They have a very firm idea of what they want to do at any given point, and it's kind of similar to how they play their Mirage. They don't have a ton of deviation in terms of how they play. They set up with a kind of similar default every single time. They have one to two different setups for what they want to do versus ecos. And they just go off of that. But it's really well thought through executes, and just, they have a really solid game plan for their T side in general on Cobble. So I'm looking forward to that. And again, really cool T-Pistol, if they're going to use the same one as I've seen them use as of late.
Well, guys, I have been told they are about ready to go. So you guys in Twitch chat can stop spamming start the game, because it's going to happen. We're going to go over to our casters, Semler and Minimo.
What is this with Lee, man?
I mean, you got to wonder about a guy who just attacks another man's size, right?
Hold on. Is this cold enough? I think we need... Wow. Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that. I think you get a medal, bro.
Yeah,
you get a medal.
Sometimes.
All right. So, wow, that was pretty good. All right, so we have the second map of Envy versus FlipSid coming up. Vendetta, you can tell he's excited.
Yeah. He was actually watching some FlipSid VODs when I got here this morning.
Yeah. And he's just like, you know, they look so crisp and so clean.
Here's the issue, though, because we saw it on Mirage, where FlipSid does the right things tactically in like theoretical Counter-Strike, but like even if they do, the question then becomes, do they have the skill to overcome EnVy? I mean, you can make all the right plays, but if you can't, you know, get the kills at the right situation, the right moment, nothing's going to come from that.
Kind of what we saw in Mirage, though.
Yeah.
Right. Beginning of the CT side for EnVy. You could clearly tell that FlipSid had a plan, that they kept getting mid control. They just couldn't win any of the duels.
Yeah.
They just couldn't actually like land any of the shots. Apex came alive. Devil kind of dropped off a little bit in the second half, but still, you know, started laying into him a bit.
Well, it was Apex that came alive in that second half for him.
Yeah.
You know, he was the one, he struggled a little bit in the first half, came alive in the second, and it was a beast. And now, I mean, now it just gets even worse because this is one of those maps, EnVy, even despite the roster change, so good on Cobble before that change. You know, one of their scarier maps. And also, just like, yeah, this is a T-side that's like much more difficult to stop. Obviously, T-side gets a little bit of an advantage on this kind of a map, and EnVy is just known for those snowball, steamroll terrorist sides, those offenses.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they're all going to have that confidence back, right? You know, it's just like throw a flash, rush at them, hit the headshots. Apex, I mean, if he maintains that form that we saw towards the end of the first map, you know, even the chicken is scared. Those chickens, man. It's like a void. You stare into those eyes, you might never come out.
Deathless eyes. Lifeless eyes.
Lifeless, man. Lifeless. Look at that. That's a monster that has devoted its life to your death, to seeing the end of all humanity. And, you know, that's actually what happens when you watch EnVy play. They just wreck people on this. War crimes, Moses.
War crimes. Yeah, I mean, let's hope, like, mutate into the werewolf, as you said.
Yes, exactly. Into the loup-garou. Hopefully. I mean, so far they're doing pretty good here on the knife. So there we go. Should be pretty straightforward. Looks like EnVy will be able to pick sides. So which side they want to start on. T side, do they stay, do they go? Yeah, there it is. Swap over to that CT side. See if you can get the lockdown going. If you can't, you can make up for it on the T side and just end strong.
And well, I think it's almost like, it's pretty interesting because normally, and basically, this is like the only map that has like, you know, distinct like lean towards that T side. So normally you see teams who win the knife go towards the advantageous side, which is the CT side, on most maps. On this one, even with it being T-sided though, I feel like teams are just like so used and so much more comfortable starting on the CT because it's what they do every other time. That I think this is just kind of a product of that. I really don't think there's too much to read into like picking a CT side over a T side on a map like Cobble.
Oh, this could get fun. EnVy, he's looking for that info. Lots of bullets going after Devil, though. He's going to be able to fall back. Doesn't go fully off the plateau, though. He's actually going to be able to set up for a little bit of a bait and switch here with Happy later on once that smoke clears. They still have all of their utility as well, FlipSid, so...
Actually, EnVy bought a lot of utility as well. We saw in Mirage it was five armored EnVy members. This time, 3 of them. Devil used all of his utility initially. Apex has smoke, flash. Kenny has 2 flashes and a kit, so... A lot of nades to be used here for Team EnVy.
Nice call by MBK as well. Doesn't overstay his welcome in underpass.
Yeah, and also, I mean, now there's no one in the A bomb site actually, so they're expecting this to eventually be a hit onto the B site, and they could be able to just crush any kind of attack or any force that comes down drop. But they might be misreading the situation. They've got to be a little bit cautious because now FlipSid has 4 members on the A side of the map. Markelov has already come down drop, and if this distraction actually even holds NBK in here just a little bit, it could be a disaster.
Yeah, and NBK is rotating closer to B as well, so they're just going to be able to get out onto that A site scot-free. There's Markelov at the peak, just making sure. Smoke went down to block things off, and we do have the backstab coming in fairly quickly. That's Devil, actually, on the lurk. He's going to be able to get up onto A long fairly quickly there, and NBK catches out Markelov, so no more any fear. They don't have any fear left here for EnVy as far as the flank is concerned. Now it's all just very straightforward. Get onto that site and land headshots. NBK is going to start off with one. Devil clicking. He actually misses an opportunity, and he gets banged down by World Edit, but then Kenny S comes in, and it's just a complete and utter rout. FlipSid doing the best that they can, and it's on Shara, who had a really tough time on Mirage, but that's 3 kills for him in the pistol. Kenny, though, he's got the kit, and he's got all the time. He's going to be able to get the defuse despite Shara's best efforts. Nice 3K coming in for Shara.
Yeah, it's sick round. Without even with the kit, that if the smoke wasn't laid down there, then Shara most likely wins that. He swings wide, and he's got full view of the defuse for maybe 2 bullets before it actually comes in. So very winnable situation for him, and some 6 shots coming out of that very, very tight doorway. And EnVy makes it work. And even with though Devil doesn't get any kills, that's a huge flank. That's a really smart play to make. When you've lost control of the A bomb site, when you're playing at retake, you feel no presence at B, And there's one down drop. He just pushes up and gets that big flank going on. Could have done more damage, but either way, FlipSid's going to save into this round. No armor, some upgraded pistols, but they're waiting for the AK-47s into the third.
Oh, and Devil's setting up for the play here. Have that pop flash ready to go if he wants. Instead, just chooses to re-smoke. FlipSid, they're stylistically similar to Na'Vi, to Luminosity, a team that doesn't necessarily want to rush. They're plenty happy to just sit back, wait out the utility, wait out the nades, and then execute onto the site with like 20 seconds left. So there's still plenty of time left in this round for them to make up their minds.
They're going to have to make it up at some point. The bombs dropped right between both of these forces. Even if they have any success, there's no plant coming in. I don't know if they realize that quite yet. World Edit has fallen. Kenny's going to go for more. Doesn't see him initially and actually takes a lot of damage. Does recover in the end. And there's Happy and NBK each getting one, and Char is going to fall as well. So no big deal for Envy in the second round.
A remarkably ugly round, actually, for FlipSid. But then they hadn't invested anything. They had a single flash grenade. I think that they tried to use it, and it really just didn't do much at all. So it's going to go into the big force buy here for them, and Markelov even going for the UMP right off the bat. Okay, then. How much does Blade have? 4,100. So an AK, Kevlar, 2 flashes. He's fine. This is actually a pretty solid buy coming out here for FlipSid. Devil decides to hold on to his UMP, and there's still that Swag 7 on Happy, so we'll see if he can actually put that to good use. But this is almost an identical setup to what we saw in the pistol from them. From FlipSid, that is, right?
Yeah.
So Ven, you know, that's why he gets paid the big bucks. He knew exactly what the setup was going to look like here for FlipSid.
Look at Devil, though, with the UMP going for some kills, and he's going to push forward. That's completely blind. Shara gets the kill before he recovers, so a good advantage. And now Devil, just fall away. Does he get back in time? Just barely. Markelov catches him on the jump, but you saw that one slight hesitation from Devil actually ends up to be his death.
Yep, just thinking about that gun. Do I go pick it up? Do I not? That ended up costing him his life. Big mistake there from Devil. You got to go with your gut sometimes, Devil. If it tells you to run, you're not a coward. You're just going to be alive.
You're not a coward. Delayed boost coming up. Oh, and Markelov, he's caught with the smoke in his hand. Doesn't fall. He's dealt a little bit of damage on the 42, but Happy as well, all the way down towards 6. So he had a couple bullets as well in the fall. Molotov just kind of scares him off. Doesn't want to mess with it whatsoever.
The pre-fire there as well. Nice work coming in here from FlipSid. They're definitely, both of these teams, man, they're keeping each other on each other's toes. Oh, keeping each other on their toes. Does that work?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good.
Oh, well, this is where it really comes into play that Devil actually fell there when he could have gotten away safely. Look at how much this defense is spread. Apex is in the bomb site, Happy's rotating over, but he's so low. He's essentially a non-factor. He can't really be that aggressive. He just has to hope they don't clear out this position. And Blade, he's not going to fall for it.
Oh, no, there's the chance. And, oh, it's a team kill! Oh, that's unfortunate. Kenny manages to strike back. He takes out World Edit. Markelov and Bondik, both very low. Apex peeks out onto the site, takes out Bondik, and with 8 seconds left, Markelov gets dropped. No chance at all of a bomb plant in that situation. But Happy, I guess it's that combination. He peeks out, he gets a tag on Blade, and then Bondik's there to do the work.
Yeah, well, Bondik does get both kills, to be fair. He did get Happy as well.
And then they cancel each other out on the scoreboard, right? Sorry, Bondik. That never happened. You're still sitting at 0.
That was cruel. That was cruel.
Question is, you know, Markelov came close to pulling off a James Bond on Mirage. You know, are we going to see that here?
I still want to see like a half end with someone negative.
Oh, man. I don't wish that on anybody, man. Come on. That's just cruel.
We actually had that at one point, like back in the really old days of Counter-Strike, and that never left that guy's reputation for years. He was always known as the guy. It was back when we played like MR12. He went -1 and 11 over the course of a half. He was known for that for like a decade of Counter-Strike.
What did you call him, though?
Well, the best part was he got caught cheating like a year later in like an online match, so it like just made it even better. Because I was actually in a LAN match. I was actually in the biggest tournament of the year at the time. So
yeah, so
he
was
was
like
he was ruined.
guys just not cut out for it, right? Yeah. Get wrecked. Wow. All right. Well, may he live on in history
Forever.
forever. The man who went negative in the biggest LAN of the year. That's soul crushing.
There's actually even a deeper story to that. I'll tell you later. It's pretty funny. You'll like it. Either way, now we're lining up. Now FlipSid, they want to get a little bit more aggressive towards this B bomb site, not spread out across the map. Lining up for an execution. Devil's going to be the first contact behind the smoke, though, and he's just going to start spraying through. He gets 3 kills, stops before it even gets started.
Okay, that was sick, Devil. Oh, buddy. He's nearly going to get the pre-fire onto Markelov as well. The mad spray through the smoke. He could even go for more. That bomb is dropped right in front of him. He's just hunting, man. And he might even have the angle on World Edit. Does he get too excited? Does he find it? Yes, he does. Quad kill for Devil, just dominating the plateau. Markelov, it's too hot for him, man. It's too hot.
This is where Markelov's like, just don't give him the ace. Just attack somewhere else very aggressively, force him to kill you. But what a sick round from Devil. Right through the smoke. There was something that gave that away. It might have been that player jumping right through. He sees the jump through the smoke and he just starts spraying. Or maybe he just hears the footsteps with that flashbang. So yeah, that's sick stuff.
You know, maybe Markelov has been talking to Thorin, right? Because Thorin's always said, you know, the way to tilt your opponents are just like actually, you know, strike back. Even if he's about to get an ace, just run elsewhere and die to somebody else. Make sure he can't get the ace. That's just cruel. It's very fitting for Thorin. All right, well, straight spray into underpass and Apex. He's not going to get caught off guard by that. Blade taking his time. We'll go ahead and meet his friend up. Heaven, hell, doesn't really matter. They're both dead.
Well, this is going to be a tough spot for FlipSid. I imagine next round they'd go back towards the A bomb site, and they might. Ooh, there's a nice shot from Markelov though. 1 kill onto NBK. But oh, he gets a second. Happy can't control it as well, so down to a 3-3. They've even got a player in connector, although Apex ends that quickly. But now Markelov's able to pick up an AK-47. He can find this kill on a Devil, but Devil's too hot. He's on fire. He's going to get that second one into Shara.
Dude, Devil is just beasting people right now. This is crazy. Collecting souls left and right. So 9-2-2 for him, and it just keeps on. Oh no, a double James Bond, Moses? A double James Bond? Is this possible for James Bond?
006. He's the.
Get out.
You didn't like 006? I was a big fan. Yeah, Trevelyan.
There you go.
This is played by Sean Bean. Dies, of course.
Dies, of course. Exactly. We never speak of Sean Bean again. Literally dying in every movie he's ever been a part of. Oh. Not sure if that wallbang was possible there, but it was close. World at it. He had a little bit of a moment there to take out Kenny. And now we all wait with bated breath. Will there be two? I mean, now this is all I know it sucks for FlipSid. I'm totally unbiased, guys, just saying.
But give us the double.
Give us the double 007.
Oh, man. Yeah, and here it is. Back to the A bomb site. Shut down at B, so they pick elsewhere to go. Kenny's going to be the first man of contact of that smoke. He can't peer over it, so he's going to fall back just a little bit.
Oh, had they actually gone for the boost tactic that we've seen VP use before, where you boost up over the smoke, they would have caught Kenny there. And Kenny's actually looking for it right now.
Yep.
He's just like, all right. You want to dance? You want to tango? Let's go.
Keep in mind, it is Blade and Bondic for the double 007.
Just throwing it out there. And let's see. Can dreams come true? Will these guys make it happen? Well, there's Blade. So there's a single. James Bond. Do we have twins, Moses? Do we have twins? Markelov down. Bondic behind. Kenny. No, Sarah, what are you doing? Sarah, okay, this is all on Apex. Apex steps in. Double 007, baby. We got twins, Moses.
We got it.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
And then World Edit 1-0-7, but I don't think I've ever seen a double James Bond before.
Yeah, they're obviously the Pierce Brosnans of the 007s.
Yeah, they certainly are to Sean Connery. Oh, man. Okay, then. Wow, FlipSid.
Yeah, this is crushing. I mean, you talked about it. Get to that CT side, which generally kind of leans a little bit away from. But now that they're up 7-0 and they're just steamrolling, now it's even scarier for FlipSid. Now they're in a lot of trouble, and they've had success nowhere on the map. They haven't had success going fast towards B. They haven't had success slow towards B. Slow towards A now gets shut down. So Blade's gonna have to reach into his bag of tricks and figure something out here.
Yeah, Blade is going full silver matchmaking at this point, I think. And you all know the comms in silver matchmaking. I wouldn't know, of course, but
yeah, I was gonna say, what are you doing to yourself?
Don't worry, it's actually not different up there either. It's definitely not different. It doesn't change. All right, but there at least they have something to go on, Moses. They've got something.
Yeah, they've got a pick, but this is the thing. Markelov's still the only person on this side of the map. He gets that opening kill. Still a lot of people here, but Kenny misses that shot. Uses the gun as a shotgun, though, and then Apex is there to bail him out. Markelov also falls, and Kenny's still alive. Just going to wait that one out. World Edit just slides right into the crosshair. Blade does find 2 kills, down to a 1-on-2. Oh, and he finds a third through the smoke. He's made this possible. And he's picked up the bomb. And Devil's going to play this one a little bit more patiently.
Yeah, 35 seconds. There's a long time here for Devil. He doesn't need to force anything. And wow, I don't think that he's going to expect this at all. This is sick play. What? No! Wow, Devil.
The game sense.
That was sick. It was equally sick by Blade, but Devil, he comes back at just the right time. Just couldn't get the spray, and Blade, Blade, you know, Bonix on a 008, but Blade, he just made up for it. Huge clutch, keeping his team in this. 7-1 now.
Well, now comes the tough part. String them together. You have to get 2 in a row now, where it was so difficult to get 1. Took you 8 rounds to get a single 1 on the board. And even worse, Markelov gets you the opening pick in the last round, and he's stuck on a UMP now. He has a little bit lighter of an arsenal. And this is going to be the same tactic they run out of him. It's actually identical. 4 members towards the A bomb site. Markelov all on his own over towards B.
Oh, and there it is, the angle, and Kenny, he actually hits it. Not quick enough this time, Shara, with that full face. Not jumping again either, and this time around, Kenny's not going to give him a second chance. It's going to be Dunzo. Man advantage now for Envy in this key round for Flipside. Markelov, this is sick also. I love it when they line up. They pre-line the nades so you can throw it from even inside the smoke and you know where it's going to go. It's time spent on the map, hard at work.
That's cool stuff to watch. Either way.
Like, there was a time when, like, I think it was Shroud, when Happy used to use that boost on A-site cash, like, repeatedly every round, where Shroud eventually, like, just lines it up on the wall in behind Squeak Door and then, like, walks out and has that angle pre-lined for the wall bang. Yeah, that was probably, like, the coolest.
Yeah, that is some sick stuff. That's a nice pop flash as well, and that's going to allow Devil to get aggressive, and he just gets another double kill. So, new member on the team. We thought maybe yesterday we heard you guys musing that maybe he was going to be the more supportive player. Well, it's now the other team flashing for Devil to be aggressive over towards B, and he's having a great time with it. 2 kills in this round. He does eventually fall. The Blade can't spray down NBK as well. So 8-1, and the money is reset for Flipside.
Trying to do the best that he can. And, you know, this also could just come down to, you know, him getting a position that he's used to, that he usually plays, right? Because that's also been the discussion, right? You know, it hasn't been a lot of time for Envy to be able to shift things around as far as positions are concerned. So it seems like Devil's just kind of stepped in and filled Kiyoshima's shoes. Wherever Kiyo plays, Devil plays. And so maybe, you know, for, like, Devil, he caught a lucky break here on Cobblestone, and he plays the same position as Kiyo.
Yeah, I would expect that to change in other maps as well. They're not going to just have him keep stepping into Kiyo's shoes across every single map. Kenny spots 1, gets blinded, goes for the re-peek, spots multiple, gets a little bit more passive, at least initially. Now he peeks out, gets a kill. He's got more close-up, gets a no-scope again, and can he get another one? No, he can't, but Charo does fall after getting 1 kill, and there's Apex to finish things off. 9-1 now. And the money for Flipside is still not great, but they kind of have to buy in this situation. This far down, you can't really afford to be saving too many rounds anymore.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell sound that was. I was trying to do like a duck hunting sound, right? You know, it's like the hunters, you know, like... that's the sound that Kenny made. And then Flipside, they were like, what's that? They came over, you know? Look, Kenny's like, look at this nice pond. Well, Flipside, I'm never going hunting. Just so you know.
So Apex gets the opening on the Blade. And now Flipside in a world of hurt here as they have a UMP on Markelov again to try and even things up. He's coming back over towards the A side. There's Shara, though. A little bit of life in him. Finds Devil being aggressive. He's down to 16 HP, though. And we didn't call this out last round, I believe it was, or 2 rounds ago, that Envy switches over to the double up setup. I think it was the last round after they lost their first. They switch into a double up, so back onto the board.
And MBK, where was that? He changed up and he actually went plateau. Unfortunately, Kenny caught sleeping there. Great crouch peek from World. He hits that shot. But Happy manages to take out Bondic, and now it's a 2-on-3. Happy's got the angle as well, so if World Edit tries to make it back to logs, Apex is going to be there to wreck him. And Apex shouldn't be missing this opportunity. He should be able to catch out World Edit. Yep, free kill. So now 1v2 situation here for Markelov coming up from underpass. 30 seconds left, so he really doesn't have too much time to play with. And unfortunately, that Molotov, I see. He's going to use it as bait. Sick play. Maybe he can wrap over to B side fast enough here.
He saw Kenny's dunk call. He's like, I'll raise you a Molotov.
Well, you know, roasted duck is pretty tasty. Peking duck. Duck à l'orange. What else can we go for here, Moses?
I'm just thinking of like Bubble Gump and all of his different shrimp combinations.
Exactly, right? Gonna bust out the toothbrushes, you know, start scrubbing the ground. I'll tell you all the recipes that I don't know how to make.
Well.
And there we have it. Markelov not able, well, I mean, it wasn't going to be an easy situation for him because Envy, they played that pretty much perfectly. Stacked up together, made sure that if he peaks, he might get one, but he's not going to get both. So that was very well done on the French side. Good teamwork.
That plant's going to help FlipSid out a little bit, though. But, I mean, this is the same kind of situation as last round where they have just enough money to make a buy, like, a realistic option, but not enough for it to be too impactful. So now they have to fall back into a save. So next round for them is going to be huge. They'll have all the money they need as that losing bonus builds up. But look at the success that they haven't had. I mean, that's only the second plant of this entire match for FlipSid. They haven't even been getting into the bomb sites.
No. And that's, I mean, Happy right now, he's feeling a little left out on the outside. But if that guy ever gets into a position where he's going to start, you know, getting some frags, it's going to get really hard here for FlipSid.
There's only so many kills to go around, you know?
Exactly, right? And again, clear. Well, never mind about that. NBK with the double headshot. Devil boosted up. He's going to pick up one, and then Happy just goes leaping in, and Devil just doesn't believe in sharing.
But you can see Happy there. He's like, all right, I've had enough. Now I'm going to go for the crazy plays, jumping off. Going for the USP. Apex is at 15-3. Devil at 14-5. Bondic still without a kill or an assist.
No. No. It's not possible. We can't have, like, two... No. I'm just thinking, like, there's no way that Bondic doesn't get a kill before the end of this half. It has to happen at some point. And this smoke is going to be sending up alarm signals on World Edit. It's all about Apex, and Apex isn't going to look right. Apex, what do you do when you cross the street? You get trucked by World Edit is what happens.
Yeah, didn't check both ways. Didn't clear the opposite traffic, and now it's Kenny with the angle, and he's going to win that battle against World Edit. So even things out immediately. World Edit was pretty aware that was a possibility, that angle. He was slowly trying to clear it, but Kenny's just a little bit too quick for him. And now the defense is spread out a little bit. They have no eyes on drop at the moment. They have, you know, NBK and Devil pretty committed to the B platform. Happy and Kenny are pretty committed to the A bomb site, but luckily Markelov hasn't made any kind of aggression towards there. And actually, it does look like FlipSid's going to have 2 to 3 members are kind of encroaching on that drop position, and if they actually commit to it, they're going to have their way with the map.
It's not a bad spot. A little early with that flash, so Devil, he still has a single flash once the push begins. But FlipSid, for now, they're focusing on that drop, and yeah, you can see Devil kind of changing up his position. Is he worried about connector? Is he worried about some kind of split onto A? It seems like it. Yeah, he's hearing the steps and drop right now. So this is a little bit awkward. They still have that guarantee. That's NBK waiting up on plateau, and NBK really, he's just going to be sitting here. He's not going to show himself anytime soon. Or he better not. I guess he'll flash himself, but yeah, 1-for-1 trade. That's not quite good enough. It's all going to come down to Devil here. He needs to win this duel versus Markelov. He gets the spray, does a lot of damage. Again, Markelov down to 6, and then Bondic steps in to get the kill. But both players have now rotated over for Envy. They're on this B site. 18 seconds left to get this bomb plant. And Kenny misses the no-scope. Gonna get the wall bang onto Bondic. And he gets stopped by the nade somehow. Big kills in the end. But that's some highlight reel stuff there from Kenny. Dude, wall bang. No scope.
Yeah, that was dirty. However, I mean, this is also really cool. Happy we talked about, you know, the fact that everyone else in his team is just fragging out right now, so he's been stuck on like 3-4 kills before this round started. He gets 2 in that, but I mean they're critical kills. They're in that clutch situation, so not letting the fact that he hasn't been involved in the action get into his head. Still not trying to overchase, just kind of bides his time. He was patient that round. Good stuff from him. Actually, FlipSid left the bomb pretty far back towards B platform, so during that execution they had to run back and get it, which slowed things down a bit.
Also, Moses, you should be aware that the Dream is dead.
Did he get a kill?
Yep. Bondic got a kill in the last round, so we
All
won't
right.
be seeing the 0-15.
That's all right. Wouldn't wish that upon any man.
Honestly, yeah, that's a bit much, especially after such a great performance on Mirage from him as well. It's crazy
Right.
what's happened
He
from
had,
one
like,
map to the
25, 26
next. Yeah,
kills.
he was going ham on Mirage, so from one map to the next, Bondic, he's deflated. You know, he's like a puffer fish or something, right? And then Envy, they're the pin.
Why not? Pufferfish Bondic, he's going to fall here. NBK doing short work of him, and actually there's Shara with the trade-off, so down to a 3-on-3. Kenny with the op chimes in, and actually Apex is still over towards the A-bomb side as well. Blade's trying to make his way up, so it's going to be all on Shara to find a way to come out of drop, avoid Happy, and get towards this A-bomb site, and it looks like he's done it. Blade's getting this battle. Kenny's got low HP, so he's got to be careful. And actually, both members of the A-bomb site have been spotted out. This is going to give Shara so much intel of where he can go. Blade's going to try an entry, and he's going to get it. Low HP, he's blind anyways, but Apex can't get out in time. Kenny misses a shot, and that's not good enough when you're that low. Now Happy is finally here. Gets that kill, brings it into a 1-on-1.
Oh, no. 28 seconds left, though. There's plenty of time here for Blade. See if he can clutch it again here for his team. He's going to go jumping up onto the truck. Nicely done. Happy just not expecting, you know, it's like a space battle. You know, you got to think in 3 dimensions. That's what Blade just taught Happy. You got to remember to look up and down, especially when you're standing next to a truck that can be jumped onto. Happy. It's not all about, you know, that linear straight line, left to right. I mean, admittedly, coming from below would be pretty tricky.
What's that line in like Ender's game? Like, where's the enemy's gate? Where's down? When you're in 3 dimensions, it's always where your feet's pointed.
Exactly. I hadn't thought about that in ages, dude.
Good
Ender's
book.
Game. Good book, and actually a halfway decent movie as well.
Harrison Ford, probably his greatest work.
Nah, bro.
I
Blade
know,
Runner.
that's just I'm
Blade
just
Runner,
kidding.
bro. I know you want to say Star Wars. I'm not going to give you that pleasure. It's all about Blade Runner. Sorry.
Oh. No, Star Wars is pretty sick.
Get out of here, Moses. Just leave. If you say the new Star Wars was good, I'm going to have something to say.
New Star Wars is sick.
Okay, get into the game. Markeloff manages to catch out MBK. And as you guys can see, Happy's been posted up here for a while. Pulls the trigger. Not sure if he actually... I think he got the tag on a Markeloff there. No,
Yeah, he
actually,
did.
that was the duel, wasn't it? Maybe it was Shara wallbang? Yeah, it was Shara. The Devil, can he do it again, right?
I mean, Envy's got to be careful because they're already down drop, and actually Bodic's already trying to make his way over towards the A site. Kenny misses another shot, and Markeloff finds him. There's Apex, though, pushing through, being aggressive, trying to rotate over, but site's pretty much open, and Bondic finds Apex on the rotate. So he's come alive here at the end, trying to get their third round. Bondic, oh, he's cutting off rotations as well. This is a nice play from him. Now he can just play it a little bit passively, but he's got 4 members alive, so he's going to take the fight again. And despite a slow start, he actually ends with the same amount of kills as World did it. 4.
Believes in balance, right? You know, said
The Force.
it would have been too. It would have been too. You know, too harsh. Too top to bottom, right? If it was like, well, actually, no. It kind of works as a symmetry there, right? You know, if somebody's up at 20 kills, you're at 0 kills, and everybody's in between.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm trying to say right now, Moses, but it's definitely nothing to do with the Force. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, I was just going to let you work through it.
The yin and the yang.
You seem to have like a good idea going there.
Whoa. There we go, Happy. Unfortunately, Happy, none of these kills actually go on your score, so.
So everyone else is still just rocketing above you. It's all right. Good start on that T side. Happy's going to go nuts in the pistol round.
Yeah, you're calling it now?
I'll call it now.
I can see it. I can see it. I mean, lurk roll on Cobblestone is actually pretty important when it comes to these executes, because especially for Envy, you know, Cobblestone is almost like made for it. You just run 4 onto plateau and keep a guy in drop.
Yep.
Or you run 4 up underpass and keep a guy in drop. Actually, it's kind of like revolves pretty much around drop.
Yeah, there's
Let's be
usually
real.
always some kind of a presence at drop, because it just leaves you so many options open if he's able to be effective later on in the round. If you get stalled out trying to hit that A or B bomb site, you can always rotate back.
And shout out to the wonderful commentators and the Observer. Follow us on Twitter, please.
For all of our Star Wars related discussion.
Yep. And, well, actually, yeah, there it is. Straight up, Happy and drop. 4 players on plateau. Make that 3 players now. Markeloff with a nice shot. Just spraying and praying, and he manages to kill the Devil.
He spotted out a lot of bodies as well, so there's no issue with FlipSid's lean currently towards this B bomb site. You can see 4 of them here, pretty much committed. Bondic's kind of towards drop, and World Edit's the only one over towards A. And here it comes. Here comes Happy. Gonna lead the way out. Blade is going to be coming through the smoke. Apex falls. Happy, this is your moment. He gets Shara. And now encroaching onto the bomb site. Kenny falls. And actually, Markeloff is doing a sick job. This is a fantastic pistol round from him.
He single-handedly held the line there on that site. Stopped them from coming through, and then Bondic just annihilates Happy. Happy just gets laid out, clotheslined.
He had the best pistol round of everyone on his team, though, so I think I still win that bet.
Okay, fair enough. He got, like, what, 1 kill?
Yeah.
Winning.
Nailed it.
It's the small victories, Moses, and you know all about that.
There we go. There we go.
And, I'm just...
Yoda was small. Look what he did. He was a
Yeah.
boss.
I know, it's all right, dude. If you want a piggyback ride, you just gotta say it. Yeah, it's all good, man. We're not stuck up CS commentators, you know. All right. And it looks like Envy, they're just all over the place. They might be looking for some kind of collapse on the A side here. They did get control of drop-down rooms. That's something. NBK trying to create some space by picking off Markeloff, but Shara is going to get the kill in the end. Definitely hearing the steps, though, and Happy's going to be a little bit too slow there to get the follow-up. Bondic manages to take him out, and, well, now we've lost one half of the pincer here. When you've only got one pincer, it's more of a poker, It's very straightforward, and they're just going to try and run onto the site, but Blade isn't having any of it. Blade with the double kill, and Apex, I mean, a perfect anti-eco run coming in here for FlipSid.
Yeah, perfect bait from World at it far back in that A-bomb site, just not getting into the fight, shooting the bullets, getting their attention, allowing Blade to do all the work close up. And look at this from FlipSid as well. All 5 had SMGs in that. So MP7, MP9, 3 UMPs. And they have a chance here to just kind of clean the table again and not lose anyone. And if that happens, like, what do you do going into the gun round? You know the MP9 and the MP7 are more than likely going to upgrade, but how many of those UMPs are going to go for it?
Do you try and hit them? Do you try and aim for those particularly? I mean, Envy right now have got to be feeling a little salty. They went for a force buy, they had helmets, and they still couldn't get the job done versus the SMGs. Not even a rifle there, you're right. So maybe just a little bit of salt.
Yeah, especially because that investment just gets negated. So a little bit of a bummer, and Envy as a team not used to just getting completely shut out on those kinds of force buys.
Yeah, that's very true. And they're pretty much a team that lives and dies by their force buys. Those guys, they're always a threat. But, Bondic and FlipSid, they handled themselves well. Blade in particular with the double kill over on A site. Now, well, let's see here. Because it is going to be Envy picking up that bomb, and it looks like perhaps a bit of a matchmaking strat coming out here. Are they trying to draw attention to the A site to get that rotation going out of FlipSid?
Yeah, and there's no kills going their way, so actually, Devil's even falling back, and now, I mean, Bondic, it's just, run into the SMGs, give away that bonus money. Bondic's feeling really, really good. The bomb is dropped now as well. Blade's on the hunt. He's going to find Devil. So again, a clean sweep. And so now we get to see who's going to upgrade, how many. It looks like Shara already dropped his SMG, so he's going to...
Holy hell.
Everyone but Markelov.
Did you see that? They were starting around like 8,000, 8,000. That's a sick amount of money.
Yeah, it's pretty dirty.
Well, I mean, two rounds where you just have SMGs. I mean, you get with the UMP at $1,200, you get 2 kills, you paid it off. So the rest is just gravy on top.
I feel like Markelov's been using a UMP like this whole match outside of a couple rounds, because he used it so much on the T side when they were just so broke on economy. He was still picking it up then.
That's fair. Maybe he's trying to do a JW impression. It's like Bank of Sweden sort of status, right?
Yeah.
He's just throwing rubles everywhere.
Blade now the only one at the A-bomb site, pushed up towards A-halls, but he knows the timing, so he just falls away before anyone from Envy can really encroach his position. And now Bondic's going to rotate back as that smoke is up towards A-halls. So Devil falls away with the bomb. And Envy still very, very spread out. This is a slow-paced Envy team. Happy's still being aggressive lurker over towards drop.
And NBK watching Plateau. So again, this duo, they're so familiar with each other. But it is going to be NBK rotating back over towards that A site. He's going to get that death ball going. So Devil, as you guys can see, carrying the bomb. It goes beep. No, Devil. No. You get headshots first. Then you get to press the shiny buttons.
After you get our espresso, of course.
Hey. Oh. Dangerous situation here, though, for Blade. He does have backup. Other side of wood. Apex is going to pick up the first one, and Devil finds Bondic. I mean, that was not a pretty situation there for FlipSid. They looked like they kind of got caught off guard.
Yeah, I mean, no one really peeking into that. They didn't even initiate the fight. That's the big issue. That stack is just like once Envy swings wide on that angle, it's so hard to deal with. And actually, very coordinated coming up those A-halls and mid at the same time, because those two players at the wall are supposed to support each other. You're both supposed to be able to gang up towards anyone coming out halls. And because of the timing of it was so perfect, Markelov wasn't able to slow anything down. They both just get assassinated, essentially, overrun very quickly. Now, World Edit's got the oldest pub spot in the game right now, just chilling up in this tower towards T-spawn.
I don't think yeah, you hardly ever see anybody actually get a kill from here.
Well, also Envy, I mean, just evacuating his team over towards the B site. They don't have any money built up either, so there's no reason for them to chase. Don't want to lose what they have right now with some kind of kill like that, so they're just going to allow World Edit and Char to go towards the next one. It isn't too big of an issue because with all that money built up, it would have been a second buy round next time anyway, so it's not like hunting that would have had some huge impact on determining whether they'd be going against Gunners or not.
They just have enough money there to go for the full buy. With the M4s, was wondering if World Edit was going to take the drop, but no, he's actually prioritizing his money, so he just invests in the nades. And even then, skimps just a little bit. So curious. And, okay, Envy. Straightforward. No fear.
The pace.
Change of pace. I like it. I like it a lot. Flash goes out. That smoke is up. 4 players on this B site, though, for FlipSid, so they've got an ideal situation here for themselves. little bit of the nade. A nice one onto NBK. Drops him down to 53. Bondic is there to start off strong. He takes out Apex. That's a drop. And Shara, he takes out NBK. This is getting a little out of hand. Kenny finally has a say, but the double spray coming in, and they hold the line. FlipSid, fantastic defense on this B site.
Yeah, well, they were helped out. Devil was supposed to be the first one out. You could see him in the smoke, turned around backwards, so he didn't get blinded by the pop flash. But as he tries to swing out, he gets caught by that one small edge on the wall.
Ah, lovely.
The broken wall, and you could see him just hopping up and down in the smoke with the X-ray. So everyone else kind of got caught on him, and by then, just those opening flashbangs had already worn off of the defenders. So pretty easy round for FlipSid overall, which is not good because Envy had punished their money a little bit the round before, winning, getting 3 kills, forcing some rebuys, and now in that round, FlipSid survives with 4 members alive, so they got to build some of that back up.
Exactly. It's not going to get any easier here for Envy. And they decided, well, once again, they tried to go for the aggressive pace, and that didn't work, so now they slow it right back down again, look for those picks, see if they can't find somebody getting out of line over here on the flip side. But they won't catch him for now. It is going to be Happy moving up close with Apex. No, Happy's actually just lurking and drop. It's Apex taking point here in A long. At least good thorough play and good use of their utility here to check out the common angles.
Yeah, and actually even the utility on the FlipSid side is starting to run down. So Envy has 3 smokes, plenty for any kind of execution they want to do, but that presence over towards A, it's at least kept World Edit and Blade there for the time being. Once that smoke clears and World Edit sees that there's nobody, nobody present in those A halls, him or Blade might start to cheat over. But for now, actually, Envy has a big advantage over towards the B bomb site.
Whoa, very deep smoke, though. This might catch him off guard. Apex is going to find the entry kill onto Bondic, and now this severely weakens the defense here on the B side. Markov has to be worried about Plateau. Happy finds the kill onto Shara, and yeah, this is just unwinnable situation. Kenny manages to bang Markov's head off.
FlipSid had no clue that was coming. That pressure, that small amount of pressure that Envy put into A halls, World Ed and Blade stayed there the entire round. They didn't budge. Even when that first kill comes out, they didn't move a muscle. Now Happy is on the hunt, but he's going to get put down in just a second.
Ah, Blade, he couldn't resist. How sick would that have been, though, if he just lets Happy walk away?
You can't just... What's the saying? You can't, like, something about a gift horse in the mouth or something like that.
I suppose. But now they have an idea, man. They kind of know where the man is. They've got him boxed in as well.
But look at it's another situation, same as the last time. Like, they just don't have the money to chase. Everyone's below $1,000. Like, Devils has the most money. It's $950. You can't lose these guns at a certain point. They've got to stabilize them. Now, trading rounds out for Envy, they're not too worried about it because, already up at 14. They're just like, we don't really care about stringing 2 together right now, just as long as we keep getting rounds here and there, because they don't have very far to go.
It was actually Devil to go ahead and drop the AK there for Happy. NBK electing to hold on to the M4A1. FlipSid, of course, have full money to go for a buy, but they're so far behind now that the pressure is really going to start ratcheting up on them. They've lost that one grace round, basically, that allows them to stay off the match point. Now, if FlipSid, they lose this one, it's going to get really hairy. And Envy, they go back to what works. That's what I like about it. Oh, so close.
That's got to be heartbreaking for World Edit.
But they go back to what worked before, right? Straight up default. Clear out A long. Make sure that FlipSid have to be honest on this A site. And then they could wrap back to B. They have all the options at this point.
Devil is still just playing very far back. As Kenny and Apex work these A halls, Devil's just making sure nobody pushes up towards middle. NBK and Happy up towards drop. And still no commit anywhere from Envy. They're just kind of waiting and biding their time. And this is actually a very much more cautious and strategic Envy than we're used to seeing. So a little bit of this influence finally starting to come in. Knowing they've wanted to make some kind of change in this direction for some time now.
Yeah, they'll have to work on that smoke a little bit. That wasn't perfect. NBK not going to be able to trade. What?
Got it.
How did he get that, though?
Worked exactly how he wanted it to, jumping out. There goes Blade, and World Edit with 4 HP. Last vestiges of defense at this A site. And he's so scared.
He is petrified. But, he'll pick up one. Markov is there to support his boy. And somehow we find ourselves into a 2-on-2, but Markov has got 15 HP. World Edit with only the 4 HP. And this is still feasible. 15 seconds left, though, so they have to figure out how to pick off World Edit. He's going to be the last man alive here. He's going to have 2 targets, and Happy was ready and waiting for him. Sick play by Happy, getting both remaining kills there for the clutch.
Yeah, and picks up the AWP for the next round. That goes over towards Kenny. And now FlipSid's money is essentially gone. they're going to be so light. Yeah, this was
What the hell?
easiest kill of his life.
He wasn't scared. He wasn't caught off guard. All according to plan. You're right.
2 promises, 2 pistols, and the shotgun for the FlipSid side to bring this one back. So they've got to start it here. And actually, it's going to be this time. It's much more aggressive towards the ESL. Look at this move from Envy. 4 members just rushing up these ALs. It's only Happy who's kind of watching for any kind of flank coming in from the double doors. Now they're stopped up by smoke. They're going to pop flash right through it and play with the shotgun. They're close up, but he can't see anything. And Kenny gets whirled at it as well. I mean, this is pretty much all over for FlipSid. Even Happy watching the flank, not going to miss that shot. Markelov has got to hold on, but he gets dropped. So Envy's going to take this one 16-8, or 16-7, excuse me.
Well, there's still hope for Shara, bro. There's still hope, but not for long. MBK is going to bang him up, and that is going to be 2 very quick wins, actually, for Envy.
Yep.
Much better than I was expecting, honestly. I thought that FlipSid would put up more of a fight, but Envy, it seems like even after the roster change, they only really suffer, defeat at the hands of the top of the world. FlipSid are still just not anywhere near being able to compete with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the similar case to how we always say with FlipSid. This might be why we always say they kind of step up their game going into major qualifiers where the competition's a little bit lower level. But that's a team that strategically might have it, but just like the skill level of those players just can't seem to compete on a season-long basis.
No, you're right. Virtus.pro are happy at least.
Yeah.
That's the one silver lining here for VP is that if FlipSid had won, VP would start sweating a little bit.
Well, I mean, there's still VP still what 7 losses ahead of them. 1-11 to like 0-4. So
VP, man,
yeah,
don't even know what they're gonna do. I mean, they're probably just gonna. The problem is that VP, they can't do it like in the past where they just stop caring about a league completely and just YOLO around all over the place.
They just can't get relegated.
Because exactly, if they're dead last in the
relegation.
group, you're out, done. There isn't even a chance to fight for the spot. So they just need to do marginally better than FlipSid.
Yep.
Not that I'm predicting FlipSid will be last place. Maybe I am. But, just so long as they get right ahead of them. All right, guys, let's throw it over to the analyst desk now to break down that game on Cobblestone.
Thank you very much, guys. So, well, ended as predicted, really. Double James Bond in there. Ironically, it was Blade ends up as the highest fragger on the team. After all that, finally realised he had a license to kill and got that 1v4. It was a beautiful, beautiful clutch. Shush, just go with it.
No, okay.
So disappointed.
I'm surprised the Devil ones haven't come out today, you know what I mean? Because he
Did
actually
you
had
hear them? We started off with them.
I just blanked out, clearly. Clearly, I've just gone away from the buns. But
I have one ready, but I've just got to wait for the right moment for it.
I'll let you have that. But actually going on to the topic of Devil in that first half, really sick performance. His presence on B-Plat, as you predicted, like if he might be there or not, we'll have to wait and see. Absolutely sick. Love the kind of pacing between quite aggressive. And maybe it's because he was playing FlipSid, but you saw maybe the confidence in his play that we didn't really see before. He never took those kind of aggressive or kind of out there stances, and he'd never really go for those incredible fights. But that 3K spray down, and I think he got one through smoke afterwards as well. But he was a constant nuisance on that. So it was actually really nice to watch. I'm glad we finally got to see a bit of what Devil can bring. But outside of that, everyone on Envy was playing pretty well.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much just happy you didn't really get the frag total up that insanely high, but that's more down to the fact that everybody else on the team was kind of just in head of the queue.
Yeah, he was just kind of sat back. He's like, well, go for it.
Yeah, no.
Kenny had some highlight moments in there as well.
Oh, you should have
As
heard
per
Matt, the
usual.
producer.
Oh, I'm
It
sure the
was
producer, Matt, was loving that.
It was weird. Like, he was instructing Rush to just run. Rush was like, no, I must do my job, Matt. I can't just do this for you. So, credit to Rush for not just following Kenny. Thank you for that one. But no, it was some sick moments from Kenny. Like, this is the thing. Every time you see those little glimpses of, like, the crazy Kenny, because, like, JW's starting to get a bit of that form back. He's starting to hit some of those nutty shots. And then Kenny's starting it up. It's like, oh, this is going to be some scary times. But, yeah, this is the kind of danger with Envy, right? It's like, if a couple of their players step up at the same time, you get a sick lineup. When they don't, it's a bit like, ooh, like, who's willing to take the kind of running position on this? But if Kenny's doing well already, if you get Devil playing well, as I said, Happy didn't have to do much. Normally when I see Happy shine, is either on the T side, on the CT side, when they get that double AWP out. And they didn't have to really go to that at any point.
Yeah, and something you were saying during the game is that the problem for FlipSid is they need a lot of nades. They need a lot of nades to make their set plays work out. They just never had a chance, economy-wise. I mean, the irony is that 1v4 that they played it so well,
Yep.
kind of screwed them because they lost the next round straight away. And I mean, it's like, great, their economy is broken. That's going to end up like a 10-1 situation already.
Yeah, no, it's pretty rough because their default revolves heavily around Blade getting control over that mid area, and he basically uses his all of his flashes, his nade, and his Molotov to get control over that room. And the same thing goes for Bondic and World Edit whenever they move towards that back room in AABS to create space and potentially set up for the smoke that goes down towards connector. So they're free to either commit to a fake with Blade pushing up mid, or rotating around with the entire team towards B. All of that stuff. And if you don't have the money to really do so, everything becomes
basically halts your entire tactic.
Yeah, exactly.
If your tactics revolve around that, it's a real problem.
And at that point, it comes down to what can Markelov do in drop room with what he's got, at disposal. And the problem is that EnVy play pretty heavy focus on that drop room as well. You can see most of the time there's two players around, and
boosting occasionally.
That's just a really hard job for Markelov to deal with if he's all alone, because Char is most of the time going to spend his days towards B plateau, not necessarily taking any aggressive peaks or anything. He's just going to hang out. So with low econ and not really. Well, nobody really on FlipSid fragging that much on their T side. It's pretty much an impossible task, and I think it's a bit worrying sign when you have two special agents on your team, and Bondic even, I think it took to the 13th round before he even got a kill, and that's the guy who dropped 30 for you on the first map.
Quickly, last point.
And just for off the back of that, I only ever see EnVy really struggle is when other teams against them do expose that maybe they do stack a hell of a lot of players towards drop room, but generally not towards the window side. Occasionally MBK will be on the window side, he'll kind of like pull himself over to watch it on their CT, but a couple of teams have worked out that if we keep like hammering it down really well, but you need that player to be on point to outdo these guys, and if no one's cracking it open, it kind of falls to shit anyway, if I'm honest.
Well, that's one way of ending it, ladies and gentlemen. It just all falls apart. Navi versus FaZe coming up in just a few moments. It's going to be on Dust 2 and Mirage. Join us after the break for the next match.
My goodness, the energy in here is electric!
The bomb plant not quite going down.